Yep.
All right, that's good.
Might take me a minute to hone in here, but I think I got it. Whoa, too close.
There you go. Yeah.
Too close.
I'm still waiting for this thing to come up.
All right, I'm just gonna keep it like that and go with it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I can't see the, I'm still waiting.
Oh, you know what to start.
Oh, you're gonna see the same thing too. You'd have to go to the YouTube channel.
Okay.
You'd have to go there.
There we go. Good, now I got
A
it.
YouTube channel right here.
Yeah. By the way, before we get started, this is Carla's father. This is Nathan Mora, wonderful tennis player, a heck of a good coach, and a heck of a fine man. And with his Wimbledon white on, let's go.
Oh yeah, mom.
Here, you might find it.
Roger that.
Go to-
Since you didn't
Go
wear it,
ahead.
I wore it.
Yeah, we just played tennis this morning, so I decided to wear white to, I mean, I'm not Real Madrid fan, I'm Barcelona, but the thing is that tennis is the white sport, according to what they said. So,
All right, we ready to go?
What's up, Layla C, Alex VR, Jose P? How's everyone? Tennis fuzzball. 2 Canadians in the quarters finally starting to break through. Yes. Tom Chi. Yes.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Lock in?
Yeah.
Can I get a fist bump on that?
there you go, big guy.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. As usual, if this video just randomly stops streaming, it is not because we stopped. Purposely, it's our internet connection here at times. So if this video does stop streaming, if this video does immediately stop streaming, we will start a part 2. We apologize for that in advance. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. After all, for the U.S. Open, we're going to do the same $250 prize giveaway for the fantasy team and tennis racket giveaway. And all you need to do is subscribe in order to solidify your application or your entry, right?
Some Sister to Queen said Carla's dad. Yay.
There you go. Sister to Queen is a fine young lady tennis
Really?
enthusiast that travels internationally at times with her mother to watch the beautiful game.
Well, that's cool. Yeah.
All right, have
And
your.
she's from New York, right? Isn't she
She's
from
in
New York?
California.
But she's from New York. She's
Good.
a New
That's a
Yorker.
good question.
California,
I think, are you a New
York.
Yorker, Sister to Queen? Go ahead.
All right, have your comments and topics ready. We will take those as they come. And I had a bunch of stuff written to start, and we have a lot of stuff to go on, so I won't delay and we'll get right into it. But
She is from New York.
Carla's dad and Carla and I were sitting just a moment ago watching some of the late matches we had recorded from earlier, and Nathan out of nowhere just was talking and had a really good topic. So I'm going to bring that up to start. So Nathan's topic is, and I'll introduce it, and he can go with it, and so can Carla. Nathan thinks that Novak Djokovic has no competition, especially right now at this tournament. And I'll leave it at that. Explain.
Well, let me tell you, I remember those days when Sampras, Becker, Edberg, even Mr. Federer, he has some sort of competition, but this is ridiculous, man. How the hell they put Djokovic in an easy? I mean, I got respect for the guy. He beat the king of clay, but I mean, who's up there to beat him? Just tell me, who can touch this guy now? Federer is a grandpa like me. I mean, I like the guy, I love the guy, but Nadal, well, he's not a great player in Wimbledon. I mean, and the Alexander the Great is going in the first round, the Greek guy, Tsitsipas. And who you have now to beat him?
Medvedev, Zverev.
Zvereb's out.
What? That's what I'm saying. Who's left in the field? I think he's talking about in general, not just in the tournament.
I mean, the Russian guy with a big forehand that he has, this spaghetti guy, what's his name?
Medvedev.
No, I don't think he's gonna beat him. Nobody can beat this guy now. I mean, this guy's gonna walk. He's gonna breeze through Wimbledon like nothing. So when Sampras had an issue, I remember back in the 90s. Sampras had to work.
He had to work for it.
He had to work for it.
Yeah.
Federer, well, Roddick had him.
Mm-hmm.
Had him many times, but Roddick didn't have the big heart to beat him. I mean, but if he would have had maybe to Wimbledon in his packet.
Mm-hmm.
But those days are gone, man. Those days are gone. When Edberg was there, when Baker was there, when Pat Cash was there, I mean, they had competition going on. And you know the reason what? You know the reason Wimbledon is cool. You know, bring the old grass. Bring the old grass back. Servant Valley, my friends, and you will see if Djokovic can win another one. Servant Valley is another story, and then you have Federer probably with another one in his packet. I mean, this is a baseline. Come on, let's bring Servant Valley game, man. Come on, man. And those two-handed backhands, I hate it. I hate them the most. One-handed is the classic. That's the real tennis. Wow. I can't understand ladies. Well, no, man. Come on. So Djokovic is gonna win this one, no problemo. Okay, because he has no competition. Thank you very much.
Hold on, let me grab this.
All right, well said, Bob. I mean, seriously, you are right. I remember watching tennis as a kid. It was all about the serve and volleys, which require you to have a lot of skills because the net is not easy to win points. There's a lot of pressure being at the net. Now it seems like it's all baseline. There is really no strategy to it. Just hit the ball and that's it. Anyone can play on grass. Well, back in the 90s and the 80s, not just anyone made it to the finals. Not just anyone made it to the second week. It was those that had the art and skill of serving, placing the ball, coming into the net, volleying, and putting the ball away. Now we don't see that.
Let me give you an example about what I'm talking about. People might say, oh, this guy is this and that. Lendl. How many US Opens Lendl had?
I can look it up. I don't know. Maybe one of you viewers can look
You
it
know
up.
what he says? I can give 5 US Opens, I can win 1 Wimbledon. That's what he said. Why he didn't win Wimbledon? He couldn't serve on volley. Who beat him? Pat Cash. Pat Cash, he knew how to serve on volley.
Yeah.
The Australian, that's why I think I like.
Yeah, he never won a Wimbledon.
He never won it. He never
He
won
made
it.
2 finals.
He made it to finals and he lost because he couldn't serve on volley. Those days are over. Wimbledon people, you lost your tradition. If you somebody listen to me up there from Wimbledon, you lost your tradition. Oh yeah, everything is wide. You gotta be serve on volley. Bring back the old grass,
So
please.
can I interject here and just ask a question? Do you think there's any relation to the lack of serve and volleying now to the modern rackets, the polyester strings, the 10-ounce weapons of mass destruction that we swing? Now, I only ask this, and I'll shut up and listen. But I only ask this because I was raised a serve and volleyer in the 70s and the 80s, and I was still changing my game to a baseline game, and that's why Carla has an easy time with me some of the time, right? Is because it's really tough for me to stay consistent from the baseline because my habit and what if I'm in the thick of it playing, my mindset, if I'm not thinking too much and I'm just going at what I'm used to, I'm trying to get to the net. But sometimes I realize I'm split stepping or having balls come to my feet near the service line, and I think that's a reason why you don't see a lot of serve and volley now is because it's harder to get there quick enough to get set and cut the angle.
I understand. That's a good point, but the thing is that Wimbledon is an old tradition. You got to keep it up. You got to keep it up. You got to bring the old grass and serve and volley, my friends. Even though you know how to serve and volley, but that's Wimbledon.
But the
that's
surface
a big
has
W,
changed.
man.
The surface has changed, which is allowed. It doesn't allow the server to get to the net.
Exactly.
That's his point. Because of the way they've made the surface, it doesn't allow you to serve and come into
So
the net.
you say make the grass thicker?
Make the grass the way
slow
it used to
The
be.
way it used to be.
The way it used to be.
The way it
Yes.
used to be. I mean, look. Let me tell you something about the U.S. Open. The U.S. Open started with, I think it's the only sport, the only tournament that they use clay, they use grass, I believe, they use, I don't know what else, and then hardcore, right?
Yeah, we used to be
Okay.
playing at Forest Hills.
And then finally the Americans decide, well, this is America, we want to have to play, we play on hardcore, and this and that is going to stay hardcore. Okay, good with that. Look at the French. Did the French change their style? It's a baseliner, it's endurance.
And the French Open is still the only tournament that has never changed from
Thank
no
you.
tiebreaker
And
in
then,
the fifth set.
and then this British that they have all the tradition, the tea. Oh no, you drink tea, don't put your bread in the cup because but hey, this is a lack of respect of your own game, your own grass tournament. Bring it back, serve and volley, and bring the white balls. By the way, thank you very much. You have to bring it back.
All right. By the way, I have a tennis ball. I think it's in this box. It's a white tennis ball. I got at a major tournament signed from Johan Creek. Johan Creek won the Australian Open twice, I think, back to back, I think.
The guy from South Africa.
South Africa, but yeah.
very good.
So we did a coaching camp in Woodstock, Vermont, and I have the white ball. Anyway, here's the poll question to finish the topic: Is Nathan, Carla's father, is Nathan correct that currently Novak Djokovic, especially in this tournament, has no real competition?
He doesn't. I mean, he deserves to win it. I mean, he's really good, right? You can't
Yeah,
take
no,
that,
you can take that away from him.
He's very good.
He
He's
beat
earned
the
it.
king of clay on his own credit, so Nadal did to Federer.
Yeah.
And you gotta give credit to credit is due.
There's my white
Oh
ball.
yeah, Wimbledon, papi. That's what you gotta have. All the British, you hear me? You see me? Bring it back and bring the grass back too. So that way we have
So Alex
Wimbledon
asked
again.
the question. He said, "Who else was great?"
There's Johan.
He asked, "Who else was great back in the day that didn't win Wimbledon?"
Well, there's so many up there. Ken Roswell. I believe Ken Roswell, he didn't win Wimbledon because Mr. Australian guy won it, and he was so close. And also
Patrick Rafter?
Patrick Rafter never did he win a Wimbledon? I don't
No,
know.
he didn't.
He was so close. He
He
did
was
not.
close.
He
He
won 2
didn't.
U.S. Opens.
Yeah,
He didn't win a Wimbledon.
he beat Sampras
Yeah.
his own turf, but it's a shame because he had the game for it.
I thought Roddick should have really won one at least.
I think so. He was so
One
close.
at least.
I think he
Yeah.
cracked.
Michael Speak won one. He deserved to
Goran,
win one.
Goran came
Goran
in and
won
stuck
one.
one out as a wild card.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to go on to topic number 2. That's a great topic. Put in comments whether you think
Wait.
Novak Djokovic has any real competition or not.
Another question is Jose P. He says, "Your dad's English very good." He said, "How do you guys think Federer would do against Djokovic now that he has a few matches under his belt?"
I believe that Djokovic is gonna beat him from the baseline. Like I say, if they change the surface, I will give Federer the edge. But now this is like a baseline game. It's no more Wimbledon. I think Djokovic is gonna win it because Djokovic is younger. How many years?
He's 34,
34, yeah.
but I wore the Roger shirt because I have faith in him. So.
No, I don't believe in Faye. I don't. Faye, you
Okay,
gotta.
I believe in him. How's that? Better?
I love Federer game. That's a classic style of tennis.
Yeah.
But I think Federer has his better days are over.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think so.
I have a question, and this is still going to entertain the topic, but we're going to go in a different direction with this. Carla, I want to give a shout out to someone out there, and I hope I'm pronouncing this name right. It may just be something that YouTube gives them as a viewer name, but the name is Adobe, Adoabie. The other day, there was a really good comment that I thought would lead to a good topic based upon when we talk about Djokovic and Federer and the likes of Monica Seles and a stabbing event that happened in a tournament as Monica Seles was starting to win tournaments and Steffi Graf maybe being threatened by her upcoming greatness. So I'm going to freeze here and have Carla read that comment.
I'm going to read it, but do you remember when you took us to the U.S. Open? We watched Monica Seles. I think she was like 15 years old, right?
Yeah, she got beat up so bad by Chris Ever.
I think it was Chris Ever.
Chris Ever back with her.
She was 15 though.
She was 15. She was hitting. She's the first girl that I saw that he whacked the ball.
Whacked the ball.
She because in those days they got the finesse and you could see how nice to watch.
Right.
But then she brought the game to another dimension, and then after that you start looking at the Williamses, and then all the girls that hit the ball hard.
I remember you saying
And,
though.
okay, that's baseline. I understand baseline. I love the baseline, but isn't that nice when you see Severn Valley?
Yeah.
You bring you give those girls a wooden racket, and let's.
I never served in volley, by the way.
But it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I never served in volley.
Let
I was
me
a
tell you
baseline
something.
myself.
I think Edberg was a classic guy. He didn't have a forehand, but he had a beautiful backhand. Nice Severn Valley. Tremendous. Tremendous. Beautiful game.
Becker gave him fits. Okay, let's check out the comment. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's check out the comment. So the comment is from Adobe.
Adobe, yeah.
Wimbledon has a huge problem now to restrain Federer fans. Read diehard hooligans, hoarders. When Djokovic is playing, this is getting ridiculous now. This is not a sport but fanatism. While Djokovic is playing, they are waving Swiss flags during Djokovic's match. I hope that he has adequate security because this doesn't look healthy. Just remember what happened to Monica Seles when she tried to break all of Steffi Graf's records in the past.
Okay.
I don't think that could happen again.
Well, let me tell you something about. I always say to everybody, your religion, your beliefs, your sport, your party, whatever it is you vote for, don't be a fanatic. Be realistic. Djokovic is not my guy that I enjoy to watch. He looks like a robot when he hits. He doesn't have a classic style like Federer, but the guy's winning. So what you gotta do? Tip your hat on it and say, hey man, this is the guy, he's winning. Give it to him. Don't be stupid. You know that what happened to sellers, the idiots over there. I think the guy was trapped with Hitler's time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was German.
You think the
He was
Germans,
German,
you know,
yeah.
come on, man. Those days are over. Everybody can be good. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It's that you have the heart and the mentality to do things for you if you wanted to do. If you don't want it, come on, man. Look at the Swedish. Let's go to soccer right now. They almost beat Spain the other day. And I was pulling for Spain, but they got unlucky that they lost a guy in the field. But you got to give credit to credit's due. They look good. They should have won that match, by the way. They should have won that match. The same thing with the Djokovic. Djokovic looking good, let him have it. But the only thing I say is that he has no competition right now at Wimbledon.
Agreed. By the way, Nathan is a soccer player too, so he's a multi-sport athlete, soccer and tennis. All right, so the comment that I thought deserved a moment was that every time Djokovic plays at Wimbledon, the fans tend to be on his bad side, and the fans really give him a hard time. They really do. And I guess what Adobe is saying here is, could it be that something like the Monica Seles incident, I think it was in Germany on red clay, if I remember correctly, could it happen today? Well, I must say, you mentioned soccer. I'll mention like American baseball. Sometimes you'll see these streakers, right? They'll strip off their clothes and they'll get butt naked and they'll start hauling ass across the field only to have the police tackle them, right? So I think what he's getting at is something realistic. Someone could easily bail off the side and really cause a bad day for anybody. So I think the question is worth at least speculating about, right? I think if someone can streak across a major league field of any sort, and they do to this very day, recently I saw one on ESPN, I think it's a possibility.
It's a possibility anywhere, Justin. It's like when we had the President Trump. He could have gotten shot anywhere. That's life. I mean, anything can happen. Just saying. I don't think it will because they have better security now. Back in the days when they played tournaments, the fans were right on top of the pros. They sat right next to them. Now you have people across, so I don't think that would happen.
It would be tough to
Not
get
only
the
that, they
security.
go through metal detectors.
I think security is a lot better now. They don't trust. I mean, you can see even when you have a timeout, like a medical timeout, like Ostapenko, she abuses that. You know, I mean, they have people taking. You know, I mean, now
they have cameras. They have everything.
They're more careful now. I mean, there was a change. What happened to Celes? One of my favorite players that she came out of nowhere, and she should have been better than what her name was, Agassi's wife. But hey, she was great also. So you gotta give credit to credit due.
There's a question for you, Pop. Quick question from this guy 1000. So he said, quick question for Carlos' dad. Who you got for the Euros?
Soccer.
Oh, for the Euros, I believe. I believe Italy might win this thing, even though I like the Spanish because I speak Spanish. But you know, I mean, you gotta. I don't like the Italians. They win hockey every tournament, but they're strong and they have a big heart. So I believe Italy might win this thing now that France and all those big guys are out, and I believe Italy is gonna take it. England, I mean, they look good against Germany. So I would like to see a final between those two, but
let's go, Senego.
Another question. Jose P said, you guys are Honduran, right? Olympia or Motagu? Matagu?
No.
Jose P said,
let me tell you something about Olympia and Motagua.
Can you answer it in Spanish?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Olympia y Motagua son de la capital. Yo soy de San Pedro, la capital industrial. Maratón, papi. Maratón. Okay? And that's it. I hate those things that they are into politics and they have all the money. That's why they win. Marathon is a poor club, but that's my club. Thank you. Regards to you, my friend.
Go.
A few more questions. B-Doggo2 said Federer tried to serve and volley versus Djokovic before and was beat just as easily.
Good point.
Yeah, well, because the grass is different.
And the strings and the modern strings and the light rackets. Well, we say light. You know, some people pick up an 11-ounce racket and they're like, "This is heavy these days." I'm like, "Man, I used to play with a 14-ounce hoodie."
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Hold on, let me go to a few more viewers because they
yeah.
have questions.
Go ahead.
Juan Fernando Montaño said, I'm 24 years old and I think it's about a perspective and times. I like more the baseline game than serve and volley. Also, look at Novak's game. How can you tell someone not to play baseline if he wins?
Well, yes, that's good. That's what I said. You can win the U.S. Open, you can win the French Open, you can bring the Australian Open, but Wimbledon is different. They changed the surface. Supposed to stay serve and volley. They changed the grass, and that's why he's winning. They would have the old grass, probably never won one.
True.
Maybe.
Agassi
Okay, but let me tell you, those days didn't hit us hard like he hit now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, rackets and strings.
Yeah.
Even Agassi's racket. Look, Agassi started, if I remember correctly, I think in the latter part of his career, he hit with that Donné, the fluorescent yellow Donné. Do you remember this racket?
Yeah, I remember. I have one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but even those rackets were 12, 13 ounces, and now they're lighter, more powerful, and the strings, the poly strings, especially the textured ones and thinner gauges, are really able to get on the ball. And I think the surface is important, absolutely. Hence why there's the French is so hard to do the French Wimbledon double, to win both of them back to back.
Yeah.
Because the surface is night and day.
Okay.
But adding that, I think it gets a lot more difficult.
Sister the Queen says, I would be interested to see Shapo play Djokovic. And yes, the fans at Wimbledon can seem to stand Novak, but I don't think anyone would actually try to hurt him.
No. That's England. Those people, they have tradition, they have culture, and they, even though they have the good, how you call those suckers, crazy tontos that when they destroy everything, they lose the match. Hooligans or whatever.
Hooligans.
Hooligans.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but in tennis, I think they're more easygoing. You know, I don't think there's nothing gonna happen.
I don't think anything's gonna happen to Novak. If something would have happened to
Actually,
him, it would have happened more at the French Open.
Novak is an easy guy. When you see his interviews, the guy's nice, man.
Yeah, he can talk.
He's approachable. You know what I mean? He's not a cocky dude.
No.
He gives respect to whoever gets respect. I like the guy, but I don't like his game. That's all I say.
All right, changing gears. My take on all that is, well, I didn't think anyone would stab Monica Seles. Shit happens and it can happen, but I think it would be much more difficult to walk through metal detectors now with a knife.
Yeah,
right.
that would be a shame. It would put an asterisk mark. Just like to me, Steffi Graf wouldn't have 22 slams. You know, I just don't think she would have.
All right,
But she was great, though.
Yeah, but she wouldn't have them. Sorry, we're still talking.
The phone will run out of battery before we get to the matches at this rate. All right, this is a quick topic, really fast. Yesterday was the 4th of July here in the United States. We didn't do a show, so this topic is about one thing. Yesterday is one of the only days, and we still taught lessons in the morning. We taught lessons for a couple hours, right?
Yes, we did.
And then we left at like noon, and we got home, and we're always grinding. And sometimes, even though I still say I'm going to sit down and actually watch something on television, I'm not a fan of television. I just don't deal with it very well. I wasn't brought up that way. I didn't see my first TV show until I was like 12 years old. My father would not allow a television in the house, and he was a doctor. It wasn't allowed, period. So we came home from the tennis courts yesterday, and we were looking for some sports to watch. I found 2 sports on the television, and one was on ESPN and one was on ESPN2. And let me tell you what they were. On ESPN was the hot dog eating championship, and on ESPN2
Nathan's hot dogs
was the cornhole championship. Now, I knew they ate hot dogs for a championship thing, but I didn't know it was on television and had thousands of people watching. And number 2, I knew that you could go to your local bar and throw like bean bags in a hole, but I damn sure didn't know people were getting rich playing the sport. I have 3 questions for you, and we're gonna do this quickly, and you guys can answer all along. Okay? What in the hell has gone wrong with our country? In terms of that's you look. I'm
in the wrong sport. I told him yesterday. I said my dad should show me how to throw a sack into a hole. I said I would have been a champion. You know. I'm like, and I wouldn't have torn up my
Do you
body.
even know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you put topspin on the bag or something, and then like do like short wrist flexes to get? I don't know. We're not gonna spend too much time on this.
This guy said eating is classed as a sport. Yeesh.
Okay,
Say what?
No, this guy
Eating.
went down. He said eating is classed as a sport.
eating is.
Yeesh.
So check this out, Nathan. I don't know if you knew this, but
Nathan's
the
hot
hot dogs are named after you, and that's your favorite hot dog.
Yeah, I live in New York 20 years, so.
So
I used to go to Coney Island. It was Nathan had
that's where they had the competition yesterday at Coney Island.
terrible, huh?
So the guy that won it, this was the 7th time in a row he won it, and every time he
Sometimes the guy from Philippines, skinny guy that beat
No,
all those
he's
fat
like
guys.
a strong
Oh, he
dude.
was a strong guy.
13 times he's won.
His name, look, I looked this up. His name was Joey Chestnut. He has broken his own world record to win the world championships every year for the past 7 years, and this year he ate 75 hot dogs. 75
How many minutes?
in 10 minutes. So can you imagine getting 75 hot dogs with the bread and the bun of the bread and the, what do they call it? The wiener?
I would throw up eating 4.
Damn.
Well, that's a sport, man, let me tell you.
They have a question. Jack Nolte said, Carla's dad, who is the GOAT in women's tennis?
Let's go. Let's go. This is a topic. Let me shift to that. You answer the question. I'm going to shift to the topic. Who wrote that?
That was
Charles Williams?
The question was from Jack Nolte.
Okay.
Now that this Poland girl lost, and
Who do you think
The
is
greatest
the GOAT?
of all time.
Who is the greatest of all time to you in women's tennis?
it doesn't matter what era it is.
No era.
To you, who it is?
Martina Navratilova.
I knew he would say that.
Why Martina Navratilova? 9 Wimbledons, serve and volley, nice looking game, and till Celes came and hits the ball so hard she couldn't serve and volley anymore.
Yeah.
Like we have the problem at Wimbledon right now. Yeah.
So he says, Martina, and Jim Churchill said, pro cornhole makes $25,000 a year, rich.
Oh, damn. But that's a great comment. Thank you for this. Then why do they put it on mainstream TV prime time at, what time was it yesterday?
In the
Maybe like
afternoon,
3 or 4 o'clock on
Yeah.
July 4th?
Did he go to the hospital? He got to pay a bill after he hit all those 75 wins? Because you might get hit.
75 hot dogs. Did he go to the
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, when I went.
Probably, how much they pay? $25,000?
No, I don't
No,
know.
he's talking about cornhole.
No, I don't know how much money he made, but you know
How much
he makes.
money he made? Because, you got to get sick after that.
I'm guessing, man.
He looks sick.
I mean, could you imagine? Look, I get full. I don't eat many hot dogs. If I do, they are Nathan's hot dogs. His name is Nathan, and the hot dog brand is Nathan. That's the only thing I'll eat. I usually don't eat that type of stuff. But I get full off of 1 or 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine 75? I would think it would kill you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they have those kind of things going on, man.
Dude.
That's ridiculous, man. There's a lot of countries up there starving to death. Those kids in Africa. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Whoever came up with that made sure to be hit with a baseball bat in the head, man. Come on.
I mean, you would think
It's not a sport.
You would think some of the people that actually care about health and fitness and or anything, just not being morbidly obese, you would think they would start some petition like, I'm paying for cable, and you put a hot dog eating championship
Big chunk.
in the middle of the day on the only day that I'm off. I mean, someone should start a petition.
You should have a tournament to hitting 100 tennis balls, 4 hands cross court without missing.
Let's go.
That should be one thing that and donate the money. Donate the money to people that really, they are in need. Like I said, those countries that they don't have the facility that we have over here in the United States or part of Europe or other places. Or South America, like maybe Brazil, Argentina, Chile, those rich countries over there in South America. But the thing is that that's not a sport, eating stuff. No. We're talking about the tennis, baseball, soccer, football, whatever. Cricket. That's a sport. That's beautiful. The human beings, we have to distract ourselves. We have to throw away all those anxieties, but hitting any ball. It doesn't matter if a number 5. What is this, number 1?
What?
Because soccer ball is number 5. They don't gotta be like what? Number 1?
Tennis?
Yeah.
Doubt it.
I don't mean the size. I'm talking about size-wise.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, tennis is beautiful. It's nice.
The size of the ball and the
Yeah,
respective
it's
sport.
nice now that
Probably.
tennis is approachable. Everybody can play tennis. In those days, you're rich people. When I come from, you go to a tennis club over there, you gotta have money to play tennis
That's
in
true.
Honduras.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
The gadget, the rackets, and all the 9 yards. Over here, anybody can play tennis. I mean, you just go over there to Sport Academy, buy a racket, it costs you like $70. Buy a few tennis balls and bingo, you start learning the game.
Unfortunately, in the United States, it's hard to find a court these days. But this is a quick question, just because he mentioned something I've never thought about, honestly, in my entire life. And all I do is eat, sleep, breathe, coach, play, and string rackets and tennis, right? And I've never thought about this. I think Nathan just alluded to the fact that the size of the ball in sports with balls, the tennis ball would be the smallest one. Is that correct?
Not golf.
Golf.
Yeah,
Golf and then tennis. So the tennis ball would be number 2.
Probably so. Yeah.
So do you think the smaller the ball, the more difficult the sport?
See, the soccer is number 5. It's number 5. It's standard size. That's number 5.
Gotcha.
I don't know which the next one. Softball. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Next topic.
Wait. Elvis
Go for
Presley said Justin Carla both said last week Federer's career is over. He has at least a quarterfinal to
well,
this Wimbledon.
I
Are
still
you
agree.
certain he's 100% done dusted?
Yeah.
Elvis,
Yeah.
you obviously didn't watch the show
Yeah,
where I picked him to win Wimbledon.
I
told you he would win Wimbledon. Everyone laughed at me. Everyone picked Djokovic. I said he could at least make a quarterfinals. His draw was that wide open. I said if Chilik had beat Medvedev, he would go to the semifinals, but that did not happen. Right now, Medvedev and Hurkacz are in the 4th set. Match is suspended, which gives Federer one more day of rest. And honestly, I think B-Dog said Sonego, whatever his name is. Sonego had a chance. I don't think he had a chance. 3 sets is not a chance. He beat you in 3 straight sets.
Okay.
So I think he's done well in his matches. Do I think he's going to beat Medvedev? Maybe.
Okay. Since someone called me out too, that's fine. That's what we're all about. Love you. Thank you for this comment. And I love Elvis too. My dad raised me on a lot of these, hound dog and blue suede shoe things. Okay. Nathan said it perfectly before we started the show.
His career is over though. True.
Okay. Yes, I said before this tournament that Federer may not and probably would not make it to the second week. Here he is. Okay, that's okay. Now, Elvis Presley, again, I hate to bring this up, but some people think I just don't like Federer and never did. I do have his initials on my back,
Big
like
deal.
this big. I'm just mentioning that.
No mention all those hats that you have.
Yeah, and like a whole row of brand new Uniqlo and Nike Federer hats that I've never even worn that are stacked up upstairs. So, okay. Don't call me a fan, I'm a realist. But Nathan, I think before we started the show with his first topic that he didn't even know he made, he just said it out of the blue, sitting in there chilling, right? He said Djokovic doesn't have any competition, and that includes Federer right now. Now, you rewind, however many years you want to rewind and have the same situation, maybe so, maybe not, but Djokovic head-to-head is still dominant over Federer. Now, here we are now. Yes, I was wrong about not making the second week, admittedly. Yes, he is playing well, admittedly. But he may play the likes of Medvedev in the next round. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
I don't think he beats Medvedev. I just don't. Look, I have the fantasy team results, by the way, at the end of the show for all of you that are playing fantasy teams. Two of you will get $50 sent to you or whatever else you choose. But nonetheless, Medvedev, I have a really good feeling will give Federer trouble, but ultimately it doesn't matter because Federer is not going, and I repeat, not going to beat Djokovic in the final if that happens. Now, I will take one bet from one of you with the balls to do it.
Okay,
I'll take a $100 bet from any one of you that if the Djokovic-Federer final happens, Djokovic wins. $100 now. If you're so confident, put it right there. First person to do it, I'll take it. Now,
King Miko said,
no one will talk. Everybody will be chirping, but no one's talking.
King Miko said, it's a joke that Federer's playing all his matches on center court as the number 6 seed, whereas Medvedev, the number 2 seed, gets his match postponed playing on the side court. King Miko,
he said
Medvedev does not have the game he does not have an enjoyable game to watch. Why would you put Medvedev on center court? What has he done on grass besides this Wimbledon? Federer has won 8.
And how many
he
Grand Slams
deserves to play center court. How many slams? You just said it. Zero, my friend.
But another thing is that you got to remember what they did to Sampras. Sampras had how many? 7, right or wrong?
I think.
And they send Sampras at Wimbledon. They send Sampras to the graveyard with these courts that are not center courts. They already, and he happened to lose to a nobody. You remember a guy the guy used to party after that. That was his name. What? There's a video about him. So I mean, they disrespect Sampras, but somehow they love Federer better.
But Federer, come on, guys. I don't care what Djokovic fans say or those that hate Federer. You cannot dislike this guy. He has the charisma. He's classic. He's elegant. He's done a lot for tennis. Why wouldn't you put him on center court? He was number one for a long time. He's the king of grass. Why would you not put him there?
I think
he brings more money in.
I believe
Medvedev's ugly game does not.
I think there's a thing called
I still believe that Federer is still the king of grass because he has how many? 8.
8, yeah.
I don't think Djokovic is gonna have 8. Okay. I guarantee you that much.
My take on this topic, and we'll push forward. By the way, King Miko was out there. I haven't seen him or her. I'm pretty sure him because it says King, but he bought me this hat. And I really thank him for that. It's an authentic Lacoste hat, Djokovic, and it was a $50 hat US, so I really appreciate that. And then Florence bought me this Djokovic hat, and Florence bought me this limited edition Lacoste Djokovic hat that is beautiful as well. All right?
Well, Sister Queen said when Medvedev wins a slam, he can request center court. I'm
yeah, definitely.
People complaining about this.
Most definitely. Most definitely, yeah. Yeah.
And Sister the Queen goes to these tournaments, by the way. So she's not just making that up. She actually goes to them and sends us pictures from them.
Igor, we'll talk about the matches in a second. He's asking a question. What do we think about Nole and my Ironman?
Yeah, well, we're going to get to it. Okay.
Djokovic.
The only thing I want to say, though, about what Nathan was indicating, you send someone to an outside court, right? And then you don't play as well. What happens, Carla, sometimes when we play a pusher, and what I mean pusher is, Carla and I and Nathan, we've played this game our entire lives. We go out there and we whack the ball, we hit the ball, we mix it up and have variety. And then sometimes you go out there and there's like a novice tennis player that just gets everything back and they just push the ball across the net. And then sometimes you end up losing and you're like, what the hell happened? If you play a pusher, sometimes, or a lot of the time, you play down to their level. I think the same thing comes to mind here. You're used to the crowd, the limelight, the frenzy of the crowd. They're all for you, and you're playing, let's go. You can even turn negative energy into positive energy in that type of situation. Everybody's booing, and you get fired up because of it. Ask Medvedev and Djokovic. But when you get shifted to court 14, that was a good catch. When you get shifted to court 14 and there's no crowd, now you're playing down. You agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree with you. The thing is that you're talking about pushers. There's good pushers up there. What are your names? What are your names?
Sue
Shea, but her time is done, yeah.
What about Razwanska?
I mean, she's
Razwanska was a good pusher. Angelique Razwanska.
Yeah, she was a good pusher. What about the guy from France? He hit both hands, both sides.
Fabrice Santoro?
Fabrice Santoro. You also had Wozniacki, who I thought was a pusher as well. Hingis was one of the greatest pushers because she, to me, her hands were so great that no matter what type of power, she can hit angles that most players can't hit. She used your pace, guided the ball, had strategy. She would come to the net. I love watching her play.
Yeah, she had really fast pronation at impact.
But Steffi Graf, she was a greatest, and she make it cry at the French Open, and he got to call mommy for that.
Well, Eva Maioli made Hingis cry too.
Well, Eva Maioli just hit and run, 1-1 and disappeared.
Okay. But by the way, rewind if you can remember. If not, I'll quote it for you. You just blurted out Steffi Graf was the greatest. Okay, that's my opinion. Your favorite player of all time was Navratilova, and I'm sure Graf is very near that.
Well, second best for me is Steffi Graf.
Me too.
Second best.
Steffi Graf for me is number one. Not only, I think it has to do.
And I'm sorry, Chris Ever. I'm sorry, but I mean you were bored.
Boring.
Yeah.
That was boring. I never liked her.
Baseline.
Never. I actually cheered for Martina when I used to watch tennis. Steffi Graf was like my idol.
And she's a good commentator.
Steffi Graf.
Who? Chris Ever?
Yeah.
No. You think she's a good commentator?
No. Martina's better.
No. I think she has good topics when she says something about it because she grew up in tennis. Her father was a good coach, and she has some good comments. But the thing is,
I can tell he doesn't watch the show.
No, I do.
You know, I met her dad many times.
But this is beautiful about this thing. You can say something that you like, but I say something what I like.
True.
As a commentator, she's a,
Hey, I think Martina's better. Martina's much better commentator. She understands the game better. And to me, the greatest of all time is Serena. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what?
She changed tennis forever. She brought minorities to play tennis. She brought the big game. She forced you to play bigger. She made Hingis retire.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
She made Hingis retire. To me, she's number one. Number two is Steffi Graf, followed by Justine.
But
I
like Martina because Martina is minority. In those days, Russia had those countries under their, you know, and she has to suffer. You read the book about her, you will see she's minority.
Martina Navratilova?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, I loved her. She had to defect to the USA because of her
minority.
country. Exactly. And Chris Evert hated her in the beginning. And people made fun of her. They used to say that's a man. And of course, we know her background. You know, she had to fight a lot of stuff.
It doesn't matter if she doesn't like man, she likes the tortilla. But the thing is that, you know,
no, that's not what I'm saying. They used to say she looked like a man.
As a
but
player,
she was muscular. Remember, people used to be like, ooh.
Baby, you have muscle too.
I know, I disagree. I'm just saying.
Hey, muscle doesn't have to do
When she came out, though, when she came out in the 70s, no one had seen a player like her. Muscular, strong.
Yeah, because in those days, those girls used to play Virginia slings and all finesse and all that. Come on, man. It's about look at what her name. Serena.
Serena was great.
Serena looked bigger than the boxer Mayweather.
All right. Okay, we're going to continue on a similar path, so don't forget where you are and your thoughts. But let me further this with the discussion we had with two viewers yesterday, and this will follow along the same path. Okay. Yesterday, I had a conversation with the viewer Charles Williams. So you'll have to find the text. Charles Williams is viewer long time, and I found myself being called out in a good way. Again, we're family, bro. You call me out, that's great. You let me know, and I'll take it. As long as there's not a bunch of some racial slur or something, I'm gonna eat it up. Okay. So Charles Williams wrote a comment. And it had to do with women's tennis and the greatest and so forth. Carla, before I say any more, read the comment from Charles Williams to me. Okay.
Charles Williams. Justin, how can you say that Steffi Graf is the best tennis player of all time? Without a doubt, she's one of the best women's players of all time. But on her best day, she could not get more than 2 games per set against Nadal, Federer, Sampras, and Novak.
Okay, freeze there. First of all, thank you for the comment. I love this comment. It created this topic, and topic creation makes my life easier, or our. Thank you. First off, I never compared any show ever, any male player to a female player. I think some viewers over the past couple of years have brought up things like what would happen if Serena played, John Doe. Don't get into that. It's a completely different game from top to bottom, biologically, because women, no offense to you, let me finish this, women are different animals. They everything about them is different, from their DNA to their chromosomes to what happens monthly. They're different animals. I never compared the two, number one. I don't know what that has to do with being the greatest of all time.
I know what it has to do with.
No. I understand that. I'm going there. I already have I got 2 pages written for the response to this. So I put thought into it because I loved it. And thank you, Charles, for this, because it got me elevated. I forgot what I was going to say. Interjection, it really throws my mind off.
You were talking about, you weren't comparing.
The only reason why he said that is because of Serena Williams.
Right.
The only reason why anyone on God's green earth will say that someone could take 1 or 2 games off of any of the men is because of one player and one player only. Serena Williams with her beastly serve, if she can hold her serve, and that's where his 1 or 2 games are. First of all, on my top 5 women of all time, Serena is like number 5, just telling you. And my favorite women of all time may only have 1 major, but there's reasons why I think they're the top 5. They're poised, the way they carry themselves, their sportsmanship, their attitude, the way they address the game on and off the court. Are they students of the game? Do they respect their coaches? Do they fire coaches left and right? Their overall package, number 1. I say Steffi Graf was the greatest of all time for me because she was my time. When I was a little boy growing up, and I was trying to emulate players, all these players we talk about nowadays, Sampras was a player, even female, that I loved. She was my player. and she was dominant in her generation.
Who?
Steffi Graf.
Oh, Steffi Graf, yes.
Steffi Graf, to me, is the greatest women's tennis player of all time. Whether she isn't to you in your own mind or to Nathan in his
she
own
definitely
mind,
is, yeah.
she is in my mind. But I never compared her to a male player, ever. So I don't know where that came from.
No, you can't compare.
No, you can't compare.
Can't
women's
compare
game.
a woman's game to a man's game. Let me
No
tell you,
way.
the number 100 men in the world can beat Serena, anybody.
Easily.
Come on, man. This is a different story, man. Don't confuse the apples with the oranges.
Okay.
I mean, I think
Now-
Serena would even struggle with John McEnroe. You know how they tried to do the
That was stupid.
sexist.
Well, they're trying to do just like Billie Jean King did to that bozo
Bobby Riggs.
Bobby
Riggs.
Come
yeah,
on, that was
stupid.
a joke. That guy, man, that day I would have beat that woman. I would have beat that woman.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
would have beat that guy. Couldn't even run. Come on, man.
Now, another brother out there, during this conversation, you'll have to find this text.
Wait, Jose P said, isn't Margaret Court the GOAT due to her slam record? Nobody mentions her.
Well, no, because half of Margaret Court's Australian, or half of Margaret Court's major championships were the Australian Open. At that point in time, the Australian Open wasn't an international major; it was a national major that was considered a major.
No one went to it. Yeah.
No one went to it. So if you look at Margaret Court's match play,
Good point.
throughout those majors, she was meeting Australian, all the way to the final, and even then presumably an Australian. It was different. Agassi, even in Agassi's era with Sampras and Krajicek and all these guys, sometimes they wouldn't even go there because it was meaningless to
It's
them.
far away those days, they're under, man. And now you can go over there easy. In those days, traveling was not like right now.
Yeah, you were on an airplane with props and stuff.
Yeah, come on.
Take you like 7 days. Okay.
You go back to the 40s, man. They grabbed these big boats and stayed there for months. I mean, it was tough.
Okay, now back to this conversation though, because this other gentleman, Spanish, I'm assuming. I was in this conversation, brief but good. Thanks again, Charles, for the topic. I had a topic, so a comment.
Michael Walker said it was 48 in Australia.
Can you find the text, the comment I sent you, the second one in this conversation?
Okay. Yes.
During my response to Charles about when did I talk about comparing men to women, I just mentioned that she was my favorite player of all time.
Okay.
Another 5K tennis family member, and his name is Rodrigo Odon.
Salcedo.
Rodrigo
Salcedo.
Rodrigo Odon Salcedo Cisneros. Okay?
Cisneros.
You gotta roll your
You gotta go with the Cisneros, man. Let's
go, man. Appreciate that correction.
Rodrigo says, to be fair, Steffi/Serena wouldn't be able to steal a game against any top 100 ATP player. Seriously. It's chauvinism to state that obviously a physical advantage between men and women. To be fair, Steffi might be the greatest female tennis player ever, but never try to mix women's tennis and men's tennis. Two different sports. It's true. I can have a 16-year-old boy right now beat me badly. Just saying.
We had two of them beat us the other day in
Yeah,
doubles.
they beat us in the third set in doubles.
Tiebreaker.
I thought we should have kicked their ass.
Tiebreaker in the third
I
set.
thought we should have kicked their
I
ass.
never compare a woman to. It's like boxing. If you're gonna put the number 20 in the world against the champion, there's a black lady. She will knock down. But as soon as they smell the shot, she's down. So you can compare that.
No.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
So Mansis says it's funny watching Carlos double standards. He says, how many slams Fadal have won with no competition at all? How many? Why were you guys not bickering at that time?
Okay.
Justin sometimes goes.
Let me answer to
I'm
that.
gonna Nathan answer this question.
Let me answer to that.
Look,
Do you think the French
Say it.
Open is an easy tournament? Do you think it's an easy tournament? Let me tell you, man. That's the more endurance tournament. That's why even Mr. Federer couldn't handle it. He beat Federer when Federer was number one. Man, do you remember? Federer was number one. He tried. He beat Nadal, I think 6-1 the first set one time, the semi-final.
Yeah.
And everybody thought, oh man, this is it, Federer. Then he came back and destroyed him. Come on, man.
And the Fadal name is stupid.
Nadal won the French Open working hard. So hard because clay is different than the other tournaments. That's what I don't like now that the Wimbledon is a baseline game. No, it's supposed to be serve and volley. It's another story. You gotta adapt yourself to different surfaces. Now everything looks the same. Then man, what the hell? You just take the grass off, take the just put one stop like they used to be before. You know what I
Mansell
mean?
also said Nadal last 2 U.S. Opens were a joke. Djokovic was almost a joke, but he by accident hit someone in the neck. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm guessing you're like a die-hard Novak obsessed fan who only likes Novak.
Can I just inject for 1 second? Generally, when we've done the show 3 years, and anytime we hear someone say Fadal, it's an biased Djokovic fan.
It's an idiot.
It's really kind of a cheat.
No, hey, listen, guys. I know you might like this guy. You don't like the other guy. Come on, man. Let's be fair. I don't like Djokovic. I don't like him. But I give him credit. Look at that. He beat Nadal on his own turf.
Exactly.
So give him credit. I give him credit. I tip my hat to him. Okay? But what I'm trying to tell you right now is the Wimbledon is a joke. It's so easy. There's no competition. This year for him, there's no competition. Only he get the flu. I don't know.
All right. First of all, I'm the odd man out here. Look,
there is no competition. You said
no, it's not.
Okay. Let me give the Djokovic fans something to live for a minute. Okay. Give credit where credit is due to them. They're tennis players. They have played their entire lives. They're fair. Believe me, they shake hands at the net. They're Spanish. They don't fuck around. They don't mess around. They just tell you the truth.
No. We know Spanish. Spanish are in Spain. We're Latino.
Okay.
Different story.
So,
right,
let me finish this thought.
So Vito's trying to say something here. So he said because the French Open is the toughest surface, does that make Nadal the best ever with 12? I thought he had 13.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. It depends how you wanna take it. You know what I mean? Everybody thought that Vilas. Everybody thought that what his name, the blonde guy from Sweden. That won so many French Opens, and then he won 5 Wimbledons. Beyond Born, this was the greatest. Let me tell you, I got news for you. There's gonna be in the future. That guy's gonna have 20 French Open because this is not over, my friends. It's the new generation coming. So don't worry about it.
Yes, 13.
I mean, everybody thought that Muhammad Ali was the greatest, and look at that. Some boxing, a lot of guys look good. So, hey, this is our era. We're talking about them right now. It's gonna be in the future. William Tillman, right?
Bill Tillman?
Bill Tillman. He was one of the greatest in the past, back in 1920.
Bill Tillman used to smoke Camels, and he would do his. And how I know this is my father used to buy me.
Do anybody remember him?
Yeah, my father.
Yeah, you do because your father told you.
Yeah, my father's 82, and when I was a boy, he used to go to thrift stores, right? And he would buy old tennis magazines, and he would find it on the backs of them would be Big Bill Tilden, and he would be smoking a cigarette, and he'd be saying, "Man, I can breathe so smooth when I'm playing tennis when I smoke these Camels."
Yeah, you smoke that right now. They smoke you out of the tennis court.
Don De Castro says, "Sorry if this seems racially motivated to ask the man in the middle. Do Colombia and Peru have a chance in Copa America versus Brazil and Argentina? Versus Brazil y Argentina?"
Can he answer that?
I'm gonna answer. They know how to speak English. Let me tell you something. Yeah, they do. Chile did it the other day, but I mean, just because it's Brazil or Argentina doesn't mean that they beatable. They beatable. Mm-hmm. Look at what happened right now. Spain almost loses to Switzerland. It shouldn't lose that much. Anybody, if you play good your game, you concentrate, you can capable to beat anybody up there.
That's what Matt
Anybody. You remember what happened to Nadal with Soderling? Soderling kicked his ball on his own turf, right or wrong.
Yeah.
You remember that guy Rosol?
Yeah.
At Wimbledon? True. Come on, man. Nobody.
Well, that's what Mansell's saying. He said Djokovic could lose in the last 3 rounds.
Well, like I said, if he get the flu or a fluke, he might lose. Mm-hmm. But he's beatable too, but he has no competition. The guy's gonna beat this guy that's gonna beat Djokovic. If he does, he's gonna lose. He's not gonna win the tournament automatically. Remember what happened to the other tournaments, right?
A quick statement, okay? You brought up a good point just now, and I wrote this down to drive home the point. Nathan just mentioned something along the lines of, and I tried to quote it, but I couldn't get it down quick enough. If you focus or think and put your best effort in, you have a chance, right? You just said,
most definitely.
You have a chance. You have a fighting chance. Carla and I were teaching a lesson the other day, and there was a lot of people there actually, and one of the students, or one of the players, it was more of a mixer, so it wasn't really students that day, but one of the players on one of the side of the court said something on the lines of because of a partner they were teamed up with, that I'm not gonna win anyway, so I'm just not gonna try.
What a
Stupid ass attitude. I can tell you that. I was thinking to myself, if this person was at the club where I was the head pro and I didn't kick him out of the lesson, that I would have been fired. I'm just telling you. What do you think about that type of attitude?
Well, this is the type of attitude that doesn't make champions.
You think?
You know, I mean, when you might be limited to your game, your technique, and everything, but if you have your heart into it, your brains in it, you could beat anybody.
Let's go.
Simple as that.
That's what I told him.
You
I
gotta
said,
correct that
I said,
attitude,
can you
bro.
imagine if Djokovic opponents said
Everybody
that?
would quit.
If they thought that when they played him,
127 people would already
so it
quit.
doesn't matter. You know,
Wake up,
you just
bro.
never know. You just never
Yeah.
know.
You gotta remember when Djokovic was just somebody and he didn't have the mentality. Even Federer make a comment on him. No, he's a quitter. He's a quitter. He's gonna fake this. He's gonna fake that. But one day Djokovic decided to play and start kicking everybody's ass. So
He didn't quit.
He didn't quit. You cannot be a quitter, guys. If you're playing any sports all day, it doesn't matter if it's tennis, whatever. You gotta have it out here first.
If you quit, you don't.
If you confront a lion, you gotta find a way how to beat the lion. Don't let the lion eat you out, man. You gotta find a way to win.
Exactly. Nothing worse than a
That's
quitter.
it. That's a philosophy that all these tennis coaches gotta have. You gotta put into these kids' brains. Oh no, mommy, bring me here because No. You got it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hit it like it is, and then eventually you're gonna start seeing good results.
All right, ending this topic, and then we're going to go right into the quarterfinals, fourth round results, and then our predictions for the fourth round, or for the quarterfinals, rather. Fourth round results, quarterfinal predictions. Ending this topic about women's tennis and top 5 and GOATs and all this stuff with this. I'm going to start with Carla, and I'll move to Nathan, and then I'll tell you myself. Who, and all of you, obviously, you are all our first. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I know that 67% of our viewers don't hit the subscribe button. And if we have random giveaways, just hit the subscribe button. There's 61 of you watching, so hit the subscribe button. I want to know everyone's, including yours, and we read all of these comments and try to respond to all of them. I want to know everyone's top 5 women's tennis players of all time, spanning all generations, not just now. All-time top 5 women's tennis players, starting with Carla.
Serena, Steffi Graf, Martina Navratilova, Justine Henin, and I'm torn between Hingis and Capriati. I just love Capriati a lot. So I'm torn between it. I think I'm gonna choose Capriati because I like her fight. I'm from New York. She was Floridian, but she New Yorker as well. And
You have
I
a
remember
personal
watching
attachment,
her
yeah.
as a kid. My dad taking me to watch her. I followed her when I played for Reebok. So yeah, I gotta put Capriati as 5.
Excellent. And look, your greatest of all time doesn't have to be because they won the most majors. The greatest of all time because they connected with you. You felt them. You understood them. You felt like you knew them. And when they won or lost, you felt like you could tell them something.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Like Capriati's loss
Give me
would
some
hurt me.
passion.
Serena, when she won, I would get excited for her. Steffi Graf, it's what kept me playing tennis. Martina Navratilova, because it reminded me of my dad and the classic touch, when he made me play against adults. So yeah, and Justine Henin, because I could never hit a one-handed backhand. So I enjoy watching her one-handed backhand.
Well, I believe that let's not forget Billie Jean King. Billie Jean King changed the game of the women. She's the one that nobody cares. Everybody cared for the men in the past, and she's the one that brought the game to what the game is for the ladies now. After that, I believe I go with Navratilova. But I think among those two, between those two, Navratilova, because, night Wimbledon is not an easy task, let me tell you. She couldn't win the French because the French was a baseline game. And I go back to my topic. Who won seven French Opens? Chris Evert.
Yeah.
Beat Martina. Baseliner. That was her game. And then I like Steffi Graf because Steffi Graf was tough and she had a great game. And I like Sabatini.
I know you're gonna say that.
Why Sabatini? She had a beautiful game, but she was unlucky that Steffi Graf was there to stop her many times.
Just like Roddick was?
Exactly.
And Murray?
But at least she won the US Open once against Graf. And then after that, I believe I like Serena because no. before Serena, I'm gonna say the woman from Yugoslavia,
Seles?
Monica Seles.
Except her screech, but I love her.
Exactly. Yeah, they should. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, but and then Serena, that's number 4. And then in the new era right now, who I like? Oh, I like Andrescu. Between those two, between Andrescu and Jabur, because they have that touch, the beautiful touch. But I know Jabur haven't won anything. But at least Andrescu beat Serena and beat I hope you come back, Andrescu, please, man, please.
All right, I'm going to give you my 5, and we're going to push forward into the 4th round matches. That's what everybody's waiting for. Been a great conversation up to this point. By the way, Nathan, my father-in-law, and by the way, I don't have any like guy friends except like one in Montgomery, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You're like my brother, man.
Hey.
I miss the shit out of you, bro.
Don't worry about it, bro. I see you many times. Hey, I'm moving to.
He's moving, but not too far.
I'm moving to Panama City Beach.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, he's out, man.
But for the better.
The coincidence here is I met Carla in Panama City Beach, and now he's moving there.
God, unbelievable.
All right, okay. Here's my top 5 women, okay? Number 1, Steffi Graf. I've explained it 12 times in this show already. She was like Federer to the women when I was young.
True.
Number 2, Justine Henin. Mm-hmm. Justine Henin was the one person that could aggravate Serena Williams. She was the one person that I met and I was able to hit with her nutritionist and trainer for 2 years at the U.S. Open. Her whole team was cool. I didn't even bring my rackets with me when I was a stringer one year, and her whole team was like, pick a racket, let's go play, let's go hit. It was very exciting for me. But forget about my personal side of it. She was a beast, and she retired very, very prematurely.
27, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3, Gabriella Sabatini.
I said it.
Okay, Gabriella Sabatini, by the way, is tattooed on my arm. Gabriella.
There you go, Gabriela.
Gabriella.
That's the name of one of my daughters and my granddaughter. Yeah.
So look, I'll show it. So you don't think I'm lying. This isn't something. Look, Gabriella. Can you see this?
Yes, they
Gabriella.
Hey, Gabriela.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got that on my arm, but I did that because I named our 4th out of 5 children. I named my 2nd to youngest daughter after her. We named our Gabriella after Gabriella Sabatini, and then Cecilia is her middle name, which is your mother.
Yeah, my mother.
Yeah, so Gabriella Cecilia is her middle daughter.
That's a grandmother, yeah.
Gabriella Sabatini was look, I won't get graphic, but I was a little boy, and I started learning about girls. Not only she was a tennis player, but she was like a beauty queen to me.
She still is.
And Carla is the same.
She's still
okay, and I'm married to that, so there's no way I can ever wake up and have a bad day unless she's just upset. Then it's a bad day. Okay, well, otherwise we're playing tennis and working out. We're good to go. All right, the next person in line, Ana Ivanovic. Okay, Ana Ivanovic.
You're just going for beauty there.
No, I'm going with poise, how she carried herself on and off the court.
One slam.
Okay, I don't care about how many slams. I told you that before. Ana Ivanovic had practiced in bombed out swimming pools during wars in Europe. She found a way to find her one and only French Open, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful girl.
I think you like.
Just beauty.
Justin, I think you like girls with dark skin.
Come on, man, give me some Serbian love out there.
This guy said one and done.
She like Gabriela got dark skin. I don't know. Hey man, look at this guy here.
Now, can I give you my number 5?
All right, go ahead, man.
Serena Williams. Now, out of the list,
Another dark skin.
Out of the list, if you put them all head to head during their prime, Serena's going to dominate.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Alex Kiar said I should have said Iron Man.
Yeah. He knows you well. Alex Kiar, you know Carla well.
Yeah, he sent me the Serena shirt. I have the Serena shirt, and I'll wear it again when she plays at the U.S. Open.
Okay. Anyway, long story short, is you can't compare women's and men's tennis. It just doesn't work that way. It's biologically different. Everything's different. That's why there's 2 out of 3 sets versus 3 out of 5 sets, because it's just different.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the match.
Today's matches. Let's start with the men's.
Last thing.
Djokovic, Guerin. Start, Carla.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this match? This match should have been put on court 3. Seriously.
He walked through the park.
That was a joke.
That was a joke.
I fast forward the match. Sorry, guys.
Okay, we don't need to talk about this anymore. Djokovic is the far superior player. You would be wasting your time if you were a commentator even talking about this.
Nah.
match.
Come on. That was
Yeah.
a joke, man.
Next,
You
next.
should have just asked someone from the stadium who wants to play.
All right, I'm gonna let Carla and Nathan talk about this one because when Nathan heard the results of this match, he was like, "Really?" And Carla was like, "Come on!"
It's my favorite guy.
We have Iron Man Fusovic, Carla's favorite player, against just a player that he
Rublev.
respects, Rublev.
Well,
Okay?
Rublev, man, I was watching the match in the morning, and also, Rublev is 2-6-1. He's 2-6-1. He was winning.
Figured it was over.
And then I think it's over because, the guy is strong, the skinny guy, he might be. But this guy's for real, man. This guy from Hungary. So, I'm surprised.
And bageled him 6-0, 6-3 in the last two sets.
Well, I'm surprised. Really,
I
I'm
think
surprised.
Rublev was saving energy.
As a matter of fact,
I wanna
Wildlife sent me a video. He sent me a video. He's like, Carla, you got to see this. And
go,
I said,
Wildlife,
okay.
I'm surprised, though.
Here's the
Let me see
video.
his thing.
Oh, he was hurt, huh?
Oh,
Probably so,
Here's the video. Look at all the ladies. Here's the video. Look at all the ladies.
Look at this lady pull up her cell phone back down.
Look at the girls
Ooh, I gotta
laughing.
Film that. Oh, watch her pull up her cell phone.
Look at the girls laughing.
She's like, gotta film that.
Iron Man.
Okay.
All the ladies laughing. Look at the old lady pulls out her
All right.
Oh. Well, the guys, look at that, the guy's fit.
They're like all laughing, smiling.
Yeah, oh yeah, baby, give me a piece of it. Well, hey, what can I tell you?
He looks like a soldier to me.
Yeah, well, the guys are like serious business, man. What happened to that Russian dude? He,
Hatchinoff, he won. Karasev?
I thought the guy was. He
No,
was making a
Karasev
lot of
lost early.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
he was making a lot of
yeah.
noise in the.
Okay. Is anyone want to say anything like about the Rublev Fusovic match that just was really
That
like
bagel
out of
hurt.
this world? And look, let's talk
Someone
about.
said Rublev was not even playing after the third set.
Agreed.
That was Simone said that.
Maybe he was hearing the Mr. Putin. Hey, listen, if you don't play good, you're going to Siberia.
Yeah, going to the damn tundra. Get out of here.
Check notes, he said, would Rublev ever win a slam?
No.
No.
Maybe
He
once.
doesn't have the
He
weapons.
might.
It's
Don't,
possible.
it's possible. He got the game. The only thing is up here.
Simone says maybe in 5 years.
All
Also, Fusovic and Djokovic.
What about
I'm getting there. I'm gonna get to it.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
look. I don't think there's anything that we need to break down and talk about. Not losing sleep tonight during the Fusovic Rublev match. It was a good match, and the better player that day won. Moving forward, though, Novak Djokovic will play Fusovic. Now, in my opinion, I agree with Nathan. There is no competition
Well,
here.
I wrote-
Djokovic may win in straight sets.
I wrote here, Djokovic is ahead 2-0. 2019, 2018, beat him in 4 sets
It's
on
about
hard
to be.
court.
It's about to be 3-0.
Yeah. So Rublev was 4-1.
Yeah,
against-
well, hey, he might take a set from
He
the
might take a
Joker.
set, yeah.
He might take a
Yeah,
set
then
from
Jack
the
Nolte
Joker.
said the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyone want to bet me on that?
No,
That Djokovic will not lose a set. to
I think
Fusovic.
he could lose a set.
No, he might lose a set to
Because he
Jack.
lost a set
You
to
want to take
Jack
the bet?
Draper.
You want to take the bet?
Oh, come on, let's just go next thing.
This is the second week of Wimbledon. He does not want to expend energy prior to the final. Novak Djokovic is not going to lose a set before the final.
Well,
Does anyone want to take that bet? He's a smart athlete. He's
All
a
right,
smart athlete.
next match, Khachanov and Korda. I really thought Korda had this match.
Now, Korda jinxed himself. I
He
don't.
lost, huh?
He lost in 5 sets.
I don't
5
keep-
sets, 10-8 in the 5th.
Yeah, I don't keep up with Twitter. Carla does. I had no idea.
I like Corda because remind me of his father, Peter Corda. He was a good player.
Good player. Heck of a good
And
player.
I believe that this guy Sebastian Corda now he was born in America. Or
Yeah, he's born in America. His sister just won her first PGA title.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I seen him win one. He has potential. He's a tall dude, skinny. He got big serve.
Big serve,
He's
yeah.
smart and everything. The only thing is, like I say, he needs a coach to put his head together. That's all it is.
His
Tennis
coach
is
is his
about
dad.
over here.
His coach is his dad right now.
Huh?
His dad coaches him.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Back of the no, I don't like
And
that.
Peter Korda is.
I don't like that. I don't like that. It should,
Peter Korda's a-
Peter Korda is supposed to go watch his daughter play golf, man. Bring a better coach, man. You could be a good player, but you cannot be a good coach. Come on, man.
If you're a dad. And you can be a testament for this. It's tough because
exactly. I couldn't coach my own daughter. I had to pay some bosses to do the
Well,
job. you know.
okay, well, why is that? It's because it's the child.
The
The child will
chemistry-
rebel.
That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to go
The
pay somebody to do the same
chemistry
thing.
that doesn't work. You remember that boss that hit it with two hands in one Wimbledon against the
Bartoli.
But he
Da
kick
Bosa.
it on father out of the way. Get out of here! You know what I mean? The only thing she won that because Lizicki let it win.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Lizicki.
Let it win.
Sabine Lizicki was going to be my 6th favorite player of all time, by the way.
Oh, brother.
Beautiful smile on that girl.
Love her. Okay.
Okay.
The next.
Chapo, Batista, I said it. 3 sets. I told you
Oh,
guys.
yeah, man.
I told you guys, and you disagreed with me.
That lefty, hey, be careful with that lefty. That lefty's coming around. I can't.
Look,
I don't know if he's Russian, Israeli, or Canadian. I don't understand.
Or Israeli. He could be Israeli.
He's Israeli, but his last name is Chopalo.
Yeah, there's some Israel in there. There's some Canadian.
Chopalo,
There's some Russian. He's like
Russian.
He's like
Russian.
He speaks Russian though.
He looks Russian.
No, he speaks Russian.
But looks Russian.
Yeah.
He looks Russian.
He might fly a different flag at the next Olympics. Be careful.
Man, you don't know who the hell is this day.
Okay.
Berrettini?
So look, check this out. The reason why I never will jump on the Shapovalov train, and Wildlife One knows this.
You don't like one-handed backhand? Beautiful.
No. Listen,
He
you'll
doesn't like it
follow
'cause he
this.
jumps,
You'll follow
exactly.
this. Nathan is a one-handed player, a classic, beautiful one-handed backhand. By the way, he burnt me on like 4 times today, slicing and hitting topspin. But what happens is Shapovalov has a beautiful one-handed backhand, but the problem is it's not beautiful when he runs up to it and he leaps up into the air and then hits it.
You know what happened? He plays for the public, man.
Yeah.
He wants the public to enjoy.
He wants him to enjoy his watching it, his rap. That's all.
So
That's why Djokovic doesn't play for the public. He plays for himself. He want to win. He don't look terrible at playing.
yeah.
You know, it's not nothing beautiful to watch in that. They like Sampras, like Federer, like Edberg, like Becker, like what about the guy from Italy, Musetti? I like his backhand. Beautiful to watch. Okay.
The problem with jumping and hitting the backhand, especially on the one-handed side, is when my fist here is the ball. This hand here is my backhand coming around. This is the ball. My mind's locked onto it. I come and then I jump at the last minute and I hit off the bottom of the frame. The pros are pros, the best players in the world.
Well,
for
they
a
do
reason.
it with 2 hands too.
Yeah, and
I've seen that too. It's stupid to jump.
So look, they can get away with it a lot of the times, but mainly they're doing it for the highlight reel. And if you're going out there trying to get into the highlight reel, you don't care about winning. Another great comment by him. He just said, "Look, watch Djokovic play. He doesn't really care how he looks to other people. He just wants to win, and he doesn't have to jump and hit between his legs like Kyrgios hitting tweeners when it's unnecessary."
Let me tell you, that's why you gotta read the book about Brad Gilbert. What his name was?
Winning tennis ugly.
We're winning ugly. That's
Yeah.
what Djokovic been doing. Ugly. That his game is
Kind of like how
ugly.
I play, right?
It's so ugly. I mean, I don't want to copy the game.
I don't think
want
it's
all
ugly.
my kids to copy.
I
the game.
disagree with my dad on. I don't think Djokovic's game is ugly, and I don't even
Terrible.
like Djokovic. I disagree with him 100%. I think he has one of the best backhands to watch, and his forehands are great. I think that I mean he moves
All right,
well.
baby.
Sorry, I
It's
disagree
your
with you.
opinion, but I mean, you don't
Look,
you know, you know.
I don't say it's
You know
pretty.
what Djokovic says? Himself. Djokovic says, yeah, one-handed is beautiful. One-handed is beautiful to watch. Two-handed might not be, but it's very secure. He's right about
He's right
that.
there.
You know, so.
All right, let's go.
All right.
next match.
By the way, over the past 3 years of doing this show, Carla and I and Nathan's here today. We have always mentioned that if your last name ends with OVA, OVA on the women's side, or OV on the men's side, you do really well. Well, here we are on the quarterfinals, and we have Khachanov and Shapovalov, 2 OVs. But don't forget up top we have Djokovic and Vucevic.
Wow, money.
All right,
They like a formula. man.
Yeah, it is a formula. The next child that I have in the next life, because Carla won't have any more now, she won't let me. I would have like 7.
What
but
happened
she's
to
done
the
5.
Agassis, to the Sampras, to the what
It's
happened to the American? Oh my,
Who wins between Khachanov and Shapovalov?
I say Chapo.
I do too.
Chapo.
I'm going to take
And
Shapovalov.
3
here.
sets.
Chapo will
Okay.
win. Yeah.
Next match, Berrettini dismisses Ivashka
That's a
really
joke.
quickly. Do we
Let's
need
not
to
even-
talk about that?
No.
Okay.
I think Berrettini.
No.
Next match. This was a shocker, I think. Felix Auger-Aliassime dismisses the puppy
Bravo,
hater.
Felix, bravo.
Weak boys, Zverev in 5.
Finally, bravo.
All right, Canadian.
Let's
Even though
go.
you're French, I don't know. French,
Exactly.
I forgot that they have Quebec over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the honest question. Who wins between Berrettini and Aliassime?
Berrettini.
I agree.
Berrettini. Someone says Severev hit 20 double faults. Well, that says
That's
it all.
nothing
You're
new.
right, Elvis. That says it all.
Ain't nothing but a double fall.
Let me tell you, that
double
Berrettini
fall
means
all the
business.
time.
Berrettini is happy too. His girlfriend's hot,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he's happy.
yeah.
He ain't never had a first serve percentage.
All right, let's
He
go.
ain't never been a friend of
Federer.
mine. Okay, Federer takes out the Sonego, as we learned today. It's not Sonego like we've said for 3 years. It's Sonego. Sonego. I still like that better.
Yeah, is Italian? Is it Sonego or Sonego?
Now,
Sonego, they said.
I don't know. I wish we could clarify
Americans
that.
say Sonego, but I think it's Sonego.
Yeah, I wish someone could clarify that. We've said Sonego for years, and now we're saying Sonego because we heard McEnroe say it today.
Well, if Sonego couldn't beat an old-timer, I don't think he's ready to win a big one. I
You think?
It's gonna happen for. Hey, you can scream all, you can win this little balls, but you cannot beat an old-timer like Federer, almost 40 years old. Man, I got news for you. You better work hard for about 3 or 4 years to win one big one.
There you go.
Which I doubt it. Okay, go ahead.
All right, Daniil Medvedev and her catch was suspended. I'm guessing because of rain. This is one of the matches where we were on court playing doubles with this young man, and we missed this one. And I had so many things recording. We had to choose which one not to record, and the Medvedev and her catch match was the one we decided
But
not
it's
to.
suspended.
Exactly. I didn't see any of it. I just know that Medvedev does not have a net game, and Djokovic exploits that. So if Medvedev plays Djokovic in the final, Djokovic will wallop him. Anyway, I'm assuming Medvedev is going to get through this match. I may be wrong. Doesn't matter. Don't care. If Federer meets Medvedev in the next round, which I'm assuming will happen, does Federer beat Medvedev?
Yeah. It would.
I don't know. I don't know.
It would beat him. Why?
I don't know.
I want to tell you
Bring
why.
him to the net?
I want to tell you why he's gonna beat him.
Maybe.
I know I tell you why he's gonna beat him. He won't give him the pace he loves.
True. He'll give him the slice dice.
He's the slice and all the bologna,
Very
and
well
this
said.
guy goes crazy when somebody gives it out. It happens.
Yeah, Djokovic did it to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Djokovic did it to him, yeah.
I think Federer has an edge there, but the other guy's younger. If he really puts his things together in the head, yeah, it's not gonna be easy to beat Federer.
This guy says I think
Federer in Wimbledon he get inspired. This is mine. This is my turf. This is, you know what I mean. So he might beat the spaghetti guy from Russia, but at the same time.
So Nathan, can I ask you a question? This is a question for you.
2
years ago in 2019, they didn't play Wimbledon last year,
Mhm.
okay, because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
2 years ago, Roger Federer was serving for the match in the 5th set against Novak Djokovic and lost. I feel that Novak Djokovic is better right now than he was then. Is Roger Federer better than he was then?
No, but you gotta remember one thing. Djokovic is age 3 years ago, he was better than he is right now. The only thing Djokovic is better right now because the other Djokovic is not good. That's all it is. Thank you very much.
So he's looking really good?
Yeah.
He hasn't had competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next, women's.
All right, women's side. We're going to start from the top half of the draw. Ashley Barty takes out Krejcikova. I wasn't shocked about it,
No,
honestly.
she showed up. She showed up.
The
She
better
showed up.
player won.
It should beat her
Easier.
but you struggle a little bit in the first set.
Yeah.
The next match was the Raducanu young lady that I still can't understand.
They said, I did read comments, they said she couldn't breathe and they forced her to put a mask on. She could not breathe.
Okay, that makes
She
sense.
must have the COVID, man.
Maybe.
Oh,
Watch
well.
it. Tomjanovic can't play.
My problem with this one is we watched the match and look, I give heat to the men because they can take it. You know, I have to kind of pull off the throttle sometimes in the women, but I was disappointed. We were watching this match. We watched this one together. I was disappointed that what went down is the young lady Raducanu left the court for a medical timeout. And she defaulted. In other words, she left and the crowd's expecting her to come back in no matter what. And then all of a sudden the match was over and Tomjanovic just waved to the crowd. I was disappointed only because she, being supposedly from Britain, she doesn't look like it, but that's okay because, you know, you say you're from the United
You're
States.
from America.
You don't look like it. So Raducanu is to you.
But she was born in Canada,
Oh, same difference.
which makes it worse.
Under the crown, baby.
She should
Queen
be-
Victoria.
she should be an Eskimo
who's the
bird.
queen now?
But
listen.
My problem with this is no matter how sick you are, don't you think you owe it to walk at least out the window and peek your head out and be
Man,
like,
you don't
hey
know how
guys,
she was feeling.
and just
You don't
wave
know-
to
you
the
don't know how
crowd.
she was feeling.
She was in bad shape, bro. According to what they say.
You don't know what she was
that-
saying. She
that's
couldn't
the-
breathe.
yeah,
You don't know.
Yeah.
There's times where you can't
Yeah,
even get out of the
exactly.
bed.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
All right, next match.
All right, I guess we all assume that Barty is going to beat the brakes off of Tomjanovic. That's the next match.
No. Barty struggled today. Let me tell you, Barty struggled. Barty, she's not really at Wimbledon. Something is missing, and she's from Australia, and those Australians are used to play
I think
grass.
it'll be 3 sets. I think it'll be 3 sets.
I believe the other girl has a chance, but since Barty's number one, and she had this mean slice that she had, and she has a good serve. I mean, she has an edge. I believe it could go either way.
3 sets. I think it'll go 3 sets.
All right, my phone battery's about to die, and
Okay.
that's what we record with. Is my cell phone will laugh.
last
It's
few
the
matches,
truth.
let's
So
go.
let me roll this off.
Okay.
Badosa loses to Muhova,
Should've.
and unfortunately,
Mukova.
yeah,
Muhova.
yeah,
Muhova is how you say it.
So
Mukova or Mukova?
Muhova is how you say it.
Oh, the girl from Czech Republic.
yeah.
She's good, man.
All right,
I like her.
and Coco Gauff unfortunately lost to Angelique Kerber. Now Kerber has much more experience. I do think that Coco Gauff will win her majors moving forward. Eventually.
She's coming close.
She's not ready yet.
Yeah, but she's getting close.
I think that to me, Kerber, Muhova is a toss-up. Anybody could win.
All right. Again, I would spend more time on the golf match, but she's still so young.
6'4",
This
yeah.
isn't the years of Tracy Austin or Jennifer Capriati or Sharapova. It's a little bit different these days. Not saying she cannot do it, but I think that the more experienced player won. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, big time.
Barty plays Tomljanovic. I'm guessing that Barty wins. Kerber plays Muhova. I'm guessing Kerber wins. I'm guessing that we have.
I think it's a toss-up.
I'm guessing.
I think Mukova can beat her.
Toss-up.
She did already before.
All right.
Yeah.
Pliskova.
Yeah, go with the
I'm
Pliskova.
surprised she won. Shocking that she's in the quarterfinals. She faced
Pliskova?
Pliskova, yeah. She faces Golubic.
The one with the sister.
She
better-
beat Madison Keys, yeah.
Oh, well, Madison
Not
Keys.
Madison
Oh,
Keys.
my God.
Golubic beat Madison
What's wrong
Keys.
with her, man? She should have won a major already.
And by the way, for all you fantasy team players out there that chose Samsonova along with me, we got 9 points out of her. Really good run with Samsonova, and I'll do right here when we're about to end it. I will read the remaining players still alive
Today?
and the remaining players. It only take me a minute. That's why I've been pushing.
Oh my God.
Anyway, Pliskova against Golubic. Who you got?
Toss-up.
I got Pliskova. Down low, don't forget about Ons Jabeur takes out Iga Swiatek. Really proud of her for that.
Hey, Tanisha! Punin. Let me tell you.
Jabeur, take us
I think that girl is French, right? Because Jabeur is French, isn't it?
That's a
She's
great
from
question.
Tunisia.
I don't
Hey,
know
let me
the
tell
answer to
you,
that.
she has a game that remind me of Martina. Slice, beautiful touch, remind me of Andreescu. So
She just needs to lose some weight.
I believe, she needs to go to the gym a little bit more often,
Yeah.
and start eating those pitas breads and stuff like that.
She faces Sabalenka.
Okay, hold on. Before you go to Sabalenka, because I have something on that. Sabalenka played Rabikina today. Now, Carla and I watched these matches very early in the morning, and we had like 7 different channels going, okay? 7 different channels going at one time, and the match that had volume, at least some of the time, was the Sabalenka match. The Sabalenka match had the most hideous, screeching, grunting
I can't.
shit I've ever heard in my
Something about
entire life.
baseball-
It was the
baseline
worst
player that
thing.
Sucks. It's her. I can't stand that woman.
Watching Sabalenka
why'd you
play
say like that?
is absolutely awful. Her screech and squeal and grunt when she hits the ball is hideous. I don't even know. It should be called a damn hindrance. There should be a hindrance. There's one player in men's and women's tennis right now where her damn squeal should be a hindrance. What? Ah! And I'm not exaggerating. That's how she hits, and that shouldn't be allowed. There's no need for it.
You remember Salas used to go, "Aye!"
That's
No.
worse.
Awful.
Though. Hers is worse.
Oh, it's
Hideous.
worse, huh?
She slices and she screams.
Hideous.
All right, let's
Here
get
I'm
to
going
the
for
end.
a drop shot. What? Ah! It's awful. It's
Well,
awful.
that-
Someone should call something out on
That's
that.
her strategy, but for
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's all I got. You have anything else?
No, let's go to your things.
Okay, and ending. There's only a few of you left, and this will only take a moment. By the way,
Oh, Bjorn Borg's son won his first round at Junior Wimbledon.
let's
Good
go.
job.
that? Who's
Let's
that?
go.
Bjorn Borg's son.
Who not drop
His name
knowledge
is
on that?
Leo.
Leo dropped
I
the
did.
knowledge on that?
I did myself.
Oh, thank you.
Yo,
Okay.
who?
Leo Borg won
Leo
his first
Borg.
round.
Bjorn Borg has a son that won. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. There's only one person out there that is left remaining to win the $250 or any tennis racket of your choice, and we will send it to you personally. And that person is Jean-Francois Tellier. If this happens, I will send you $250 cash or a brand new tennis racket of your choice or Rafael Nadal's original 2007 Babolat Pure Aero. Okay? Djokovic Medvedev final with Djokovic winning, and Barty versus Sabalenka final with Barty winning. If that happens, you will win a big pot. Okay, fantasy team competitors remaining. There's only a few of you. I have removed everybody mathematically that cannot catch. Okay, so in other words, if you had a lot of points and someone else has a lot of points, but they have 5 people and you have 3 people and they have the same people you have and 2 more, you're out. Okay, here's the remaining fantasy team players who you got left. If I don't call your name, you have no shot. Okay, Himanshu Chadha, he has the players remaining: Djokovic, Federer, Kerber, and Jabeur, and 62 points. Ziliu Wang has the following players remaining: Djokovic, Berrettini, Muhova, Jabeur, Kerber, and 66 points.
Wow, that's a great thing.
Okay?
Good job.
Wilson Clash Royale. Now, I wanted to ask this. We have a lot of subscribers, tennis coaches, and White Tech Strings is our sponsor. Thank you so much to Ivor Savage, the owner of White Tech Strings in Georgia, but also South Africa. But I saw this Wilson Clash. Wilson Clash is a racket. I'm wondering if that's like a Wilson worker, someone that works with Wilson, right? We've had 2 students in the past week come play with Wilson Clashes, right? I strung one of them and put a sandal dampener on another one. Okay, Wilson Clash Royale has the following players left: Djokovic, Federer, Berrettini, Kerber, Jabeur, and 61 points. Next player, Thomas Wilson. Thomas Wilson has Medvedev. The match is suspended. I'm assuming he's going to win. I don't know, but he has the following players remaining: Djokovic, Medvedev, Jabeur, Kerber, and remember, I said maybe Medvedev, so he either has 66 or 67 points. I got technical.
There's still a lot of people.
Hey, be studying this Dushan out there. Be studying this Thomas Chi out there, because if I'm paying you to do this, I want it better than what I'm doing by hand. Just saying. Okay? Driving business, bro. Gotta keep your team ready. Okay, the next player, Junzei Chi, I'm guessing related to Thomas Chi.
Maybe.
Has the following players remaining: Djokovic, Federer, Berrettini, Kerber, Jabeur, and 67 points. Okay? Next player came from behind with a bunch of 1-point players, Zest for Life. What's up? Zestfully Clean. Zestfully Clean has the following players, and this is drum rollable. Djokovic, Shapovalov, Medvedev, Berrettini, Sabalenka, Kerber, and Jabeur. What? Excellent. With 61 or 62 points, he's way behind in terms of points, 4 or 5, but he has so many more than you, he may win. Layla C. Young lady's making noise. Layla C, unfortunately, if Fucsovic, Marton Fucsovic, if he loses before winning the tournament, you have no shot. Layla has Djokovic, Fucsovic, and Jabeur left, and only 63 points. If Fucsovic loses, you lose.
All right.
I have only 2 more, babe. 2 more. Okay. See, this is the thing. Carla doesn't get it. I spend
you're wasting time.
60, 70 hours doing this, and she doesn't do this. So I do
Let
it
it
all.
be,
I do
let
it
it
all
be,
by
let it be,
myself.
let it be.
All
Yeah.
these numbers, 57
So we
pages.
got 2 more.
2 notebooks.
We got 2 more.
I do it all by myself.
Yes, he does.
With no help. That's a fact.
He asked me. He only asked
She's
me.
like, "Shut up, leave me alone with it."
No, he
And
asked me.
I gotta
Just go. You're wasting
Oh
time.
my God, I gotta be a mediator here.
You're wasting time.
All right, the last 2 people. Stefan Nizovic. Stefan Nizovic has Medvedev as well, plus or minus. Stefan Nizovic has the following people left: Djokovic, Medvedev, Kerber, Jabeur, with 64 or 65 points because Medvedev hasn't finished. The last person, 3-time champion, he's going for his 4th major, is Kasper, a.k.a. Ditzeville. He's in Poland and travels internationally often. We've sent him strings and 5K tennis merchandise because he's won this 3 times before. He's a beast. Kasper, a.k.a. Ditzeville, has the following players remaining: Djokovic, Federer, Barty, the only person that had Barty, Kerber, and I wrote Keys here, but that didn't happen. All right, Keys is out. So he has Djokovic, Federer, Barty, and Kerber remaining, and 68 points. Okay? There you go. One of you 2 is winning $50, or your choice of White Tech Strings, 5K tennis merchandise, up to $50, and that'll happen immediately. All right? Take care, bro. We will see you tomorrow.
All right,
All
man.
right. Bye-bye.
Be good.
Good luck, Manson.